Hey guys, welcome back to Emlyn Mix. Tonight got a really cool setup for you guys. Going to be playing the Korg Minilogue XD directly through Softubes Console 1 and Fader 1. How does it sound? Well, I'm going to show you tonight, guys. But before we get started, this video is proudly sponsored by the Emlyn in the Mix podcast. If you haven't listened already, I do awesome audio technology, software and hardware reviews, and just chat studio talk. So check it out here, Emlyn in the Mix podcast. All right, without further ado, let's get stuck into the Korg Minilogue XD going through Softubes Console 1 and Fader 1. Alright guys, so you'll see I've got the Softube screen up here. Basically it's just the default screen that comes up when you put the plugin in. I'll just explain how I've done this actually, just for you guys that want to know. So recently Ableton Live and Softube did a collaboration so that basically the Fader 1 and the Console 1 integrate seamlessly with Ableton Live software, where if I have it on volume here, actually the fader, if you have a look at the fader, volume is going up and down in Ableton, correlating exactly with my movement of the fader here on the Fader 1. So basically all I had to do was add a VST3 plugin from Softube, the Console 1. It's the updated VST3 plugin, and that'll work seamlessly. There's no mapping, nothing like that. It just works, which is really cool to see. The other part to this setup is I run a Universal Audio Apollo X6 as my audio interface at the moment, and what I've basically done is I've got the input for the Korg Minilogue XD coming through input 3 and 4 here, and to make sure it's only going through the Softube Console 1 and Fader 1, I've actually just muted my auxiliaries so that I'm not getting any additional sound from the buses just by muting these two here. So basically what you are left with is a pure signal coming through the Minilogue XD, analog to digital, and then basically digital to analog emulation, then back to analog. So I just wanted to show you this is really cool. So I'll just play a few notes here. And you'll see it all correlates beautifully. There's my volume, obviously. And that can just be mixed on the fly like that. We can add a bit of drive, which it looks like I've already done actually. If I turn the drive down, there, put the drive back where it was. Add some character. We can have a bright character like that. We can have a really dark character. It gives it a really warm analog signal. Now that's just the first preset on the Korg Minilogue XD, and as you can hear it sounds really fat, really warm, but by adding that character and drive and saturation from the Fader 1 and Console 1, it just adds that extra bit of crunch. It sounds really nice. Alright, let's pick another preset here. And I'll just boost that character of the drive up. Opens it up, and then literally I'm controlling all the sound manipulation from Softubes Console 1 and Fader 1. Let me show you, you can also do high cut and low cut. You can do it on the Fader 1, but as soon as I'm playing with the left hand, it's probably easier for me to use Console 1 up here, use the low cut dial and the high cut dials here. So let's just show you that. So you can see graphically on the screen there. And it's a really nice sounding fader. Even though it's digital, it's a very good analog emulation. So we can filter that top end right off. Now what's cool about this setup is although you do have a lot of control on the Korg Minilogue XD, you might be wondering why I'm even doing this, but you cannot really shape a high pass and a low pass like that on the Korg Minilogue XD without really stuffing around with the parameters and getting that sound. I don't even think you can actually do this, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just allows for some really awesome and different sound. Now, one other really cool thing is because we're going through Ableton Live, I could essentially turn up my sends here on the fader one. So I'll just hit send 1 here, and I'll actually turn it up, and we should be able to get some reverb here. I'll try and play some for you guys. I might just open that up a bit, get a different sound. So that's my reverb from Ableton Live in there. You can hear it sound awesome. I can put a bit of delay in there as well, why not? Let's pop that up there. And what we can do if we want to be lazy and not actually play notes, we can just hit play here, go through our presets, and I'll have a little play with fader 1 and console 1, you can just check it out. Get it a bit warmer, open it up, bring the bass back, use these filters here instead. Take the delay out a bit. Totally dry now. Bring that high cut back. And obviously I've got a cut up from resonance here as well. Let's play some squelchy, acidy house. Let's listen to this. Give it that crunch, that real crunch. Now, one other really cool feature that was added to Softubes fader 1, actually, it wasn't on the console one, is now you can spread the width. Now, unfortunately, I don't think Ableton Live has a very good stereo spread for some reason, but let's just have a play with that. It'll probably just go silent because of Ableton Live's inability to recognize stereo image, but let's just check it out. Yeah, see, as we go up to 200%, it just goes real quiet. That's cool, I can do like a low pass and also boost up the resonance. And you get that squelch, but it's all been taken out of the top end. That's really cool. And then bring it back. Bring the gain down on the EQ. Get some real nice notch EQ going. Now, another thing I haven't shown you is, of course, Console 1 comes with an incredible compressor as well, not only character and EQ, but let's put a bit of compression on this signal and just see how it sounds. Just put it in lightly, right? Get the attack a little bit tighter. So that's just getting compressed very lightly, but well, it's actually getting compressed pretty hard actually. But it sounds really good. It has a very, it's got a very transparent sound about it. I like it. Anyway guys, that's all I wanted to show you tonight, is just being able to run a dry signal from Korg Minilogue XD through the computer, through the audio interface obviously, and then into the integration of Softubes, Console 1 and Fader 1 hardware and software integration. And just having that little extra addition of control is really fun and really awesome. And I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked the idea of actually running those through there. Being able to hear the character and warmth from Softubes saturation is just unreal, especially coming through this amazing analog output signal that this synth gives. It just sounds wicked. If you haven't already, definitely check out my videos. I did one on the Softube Console 1, and I've also done one on the Softubes Fader 1. I've done quite a few videos on both of these, and especially the Fader 1 in recent times, because they've allowed this amazing new integration with Ableton Live, so you definitely want to check that out. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me on Emlyn Mix. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it gave you some inspiration in the studio. And until next time, you know what to do. Peace out. Boom!